Hi, welcome. This is Dr. Traci K. Thanks for coming back to share your practice with me. I want to talk about 2022, and I'm going to get you all excited because we're going to be doing a 21-day meditation challenge for weight loss. And that starts here in the mid-January mark. Everybody can get going on January 16th. We're going to start on January 17th, go to February 5th. And what you'll be doing is you'll be getting, each day, you must be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. So go do that right now after you've listened to this. It's Dr. Traci K with an I on YouTube. Or you could visit Working It Out Series on Facebook or workingitoutseries.com and sign up that way too. It's just free. It's no charge. We do ask for an in-kind spiritual donation if possible. It's very generous if you would do that. But it's also an opening to developing or getting into a full program that actually is a full program NLP HZ mind-body program that is amazing. I'm actually part of that, and I do it also. And it's been helping me a great amount during my time of my midlife with menopause and some of my medical underlying issues. It helps a lot for me. And that's another thing that I'm going to be doing later on. So if everybody is excited or has any issues with menopause, or I do have a playlist coming up that's called the Miney Menopause. So look for that on my YouTube channel. And if all you men want me to do another playlist for andropause, which is the male menopause, you go through it too, guys. I can explain all that to you, help you understand your bodies more. I know it's so confusing, you fellows out here don't realize what your body goes through, and it's not your fault. Just realize it's not your fault. I can do that also for you guys. But let me get started. I want to get started. I'm going to bring in some experts. I'm thankful for their contribution. Some of the things they're going to give an ideas on help you with 2020, some habits that you need to start that are good for you, and for 2022. And the first one is I want to introduce Brendan Burchard, and this is the first habit I want to talk about, and he's going to give you a little bit more detail on that. Is a good habit to start for 2022 is to create, and everybody writes down these goal lists, but I'm going to say you need to write and create a finisher list, and he's going to go into more of that. So I'm going to introduce you to Brendan Burchard here.
Having my Friday finisher list. What does that mean? It means I've got a list here of the things that have to happen by Friday. It's my Friday finisher list. It means that Monday, when I go to work, I am aware of all the things I need to get done and complete by Friday, and that's what I use that unit of time called a week for, is making sure I get all these things done by Friday. I know that by Friday, 5 p.m. or whatever time I want to finish working on Friday, that these list of deliverables have happened and they are done and they are complete for the week. And if I can stay on track with that, oh my gosh, the year just proceeds so much more effectively.
Now, that's a good thing to do, a finisher list. And a finisher's list is a really good thing. I like that. I like that idea because then, it gives you that reward. Now, another thing I want to talk about is another good habit to start forming is to start getting up early. And I'm going to introduce you to Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma is going to give you an idea on what to do when it comes to getting up early.
Robin Sharma.
A key thing super producers do, the best of the best, they get up early. So here's what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to literally deconstruct the 5 a.m. club concept, which is just you get up at 5 o'clock, you give yourself 1 hour. In the Greatness Guide, I call it the holy hour, which you're not in the world, you're not checking your notifications, you're not anywhere near technology, you're not watching the news, you're not chit-chatting, you're not daydreaming, you are literally running a 1 hour period of practice to set up your mindset, your heart set, your health set, your soul set, the 4 interior empires that I teach at Personal Mastery Academy, so that by 6 o'clock, you feel fundamentally different. Now, you might be saying, Robin, what? 5 a.m.? Well, if you're feeling that, any good idea is going to disrupt you. Any new idea will shake you up a little bit. And so if you're feeling I couldn't do that, if your mind is full of chatter on excuses, if you say, Robin, I can't win the battle of the bed, I can't put mind over mattress, my father couldn't get up early, mom couldn't get up early, grandpa used to sleep in, I just don't have the genetics to allow me to get up early. Yes, you do. We know from the research of University College London that it takes 66 days to wire in neurobiologically a new habit. 66 days. And as you know from my brain tattoo that is very well known, all change is hard at first. If it wasn't hard at first to get up early, it wouldn't be valuable change. And it's messy in the middle, and it's beautiful at the end. So if you want to get up early, if you want to have a gargantuan competitive advantage, if you want to have a massive opportunity, because most people, they might have great products, they might have a great mindset, they might be great entrepreneurs or great performers, they might be working at a great company, they might have a corporate culture that is fantastic, but most people on the planet will never get up at 5 a.m. And that's why it is a gargantuan competitive advantage for you. The rest of the world is pretty much sleeping. Those of us who love getting up at 5 o'clock, we know it's the quietest time of the day. Imagine this, having 1 hour from 5 to 6 just for yourself. Imagine 1 hour where there's such a stillness in the air, where you can actually breathe and think and be. And the Spartan warriors say it so well. And this, if you're interested in this concept, the book is that I've written is the 5 a.m. Club, and one of the lines I use comes from the Spartan warrior credo. And the Spartans, those great warriors, here's what they used to say: the one who sweats more in training bleeds less in war.
That's an excellent thing there. He gives you an insight of what your how the 5 a.m. And I understand that because it's like when I can't do it. I have insomnia. That's so hard. But I actually tried that. I tried to said, okay, I'm going to set my intention to get something that makes sure that it's close enough to it vibrate. So, and one thing I have is I actually had my cat. I have ESA cats, and my cat already does this, and so he would actually jump on my head. He jumps on me. He jumps on my head, and he'll, if I don't move, he'll actually pull the blanket and stuff with his paws and everything, like get up, and he would do that all the time. Now later on, when I wasn't not getting up till late, he started to program himself to set up. Okay, well, I'm her alarm clock. She wants me, because if I told him I'll get her up at this time. So if I would get up early, it shocked him. He's like, what? You're not. I'm not used to you doing this. Now you're changing it on me. So so if I tell him, he'll do that for me if I don't get up on my own. So that's really great because that helps me with insomnia. So that's one thing is to practice, like he talks about. Now, another habit that is really good that that you should start in 2022, which I am terrible at, and on a further extension of that is stop hitting the snooze button. And I'm going to give you another expert who talks more about this. You probably have heard of her. And she was one thing, if you've ever heard of her,
this
Mel
is a
Robbins.
Productivity killer that most of us.
And Mel Robbins is has a good little description of about when it comes to hitting the snooze button, because I'm kind of terrible at this, and she really does an idea of the kind of a good way to put this into perspective of how this is kind of a good habit to take on, so to speak, and I'm gonna give you an idea of what she says about when it comes to it's not like about how do I put this? It's not like hitting the snooze button, but it's she's saying
has to
that,
do with
let her talk
up.
about it.
Now, when you think about being productive, you got a big day and you got a bunch of stuff you need to get done. Most of us focus on when. When do I need to get up in order to get everything done? That's not what you need to focus on. The thing that really impacts your productivity is how. How do you wake up? And here's the deal. If you're somebody like I used to be that hits the snooze button, that kills your productivity for at least 4 hours. Let me explain. You have to understand this. The snooze button creates a mental state, a state in your brain that is called sleep inertia. It's so bad it actually has a name. Here's what it is. When you and I go to bed, we sleep in cycles. We sleep in cycles of like 90 to 110 minutes all night long. And right before you wake up, the sleep cycles, they stop, and your body goes into a wake-up mode, okay? Your brain is starting to slowly wake up so that it can start the day. When your alarm goes off, you're in wake-up mode. Your brain is now ready to do its best work. However, if the alarm goes off and you hit the snooze button, guess what you've just done? You've just made your brain go back into a sleep cycle. Your brain is now in a mode that takes about 90 to 110 minutes to complete. You just rebooted the system. So when your alarm goes off and you get up 15 minutes later, you're now in major trouble. And the reason why you're in trouble is because your brain is still locked into a sleep cycle. And this is where sleep inertia comes in. You know how when you hit the snooze button, you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I did not get enough sleep last night. You feel so groggy. You kind of feel like this mental hangover. That is sleep inertia. Here's the deal. Your brain, the cortic region of your brain, which is responsible for decision making, attention, alertness, self-control, that sucker is still in a sleep cycle. And now that you're awake, it's going to take the cortical region almost 4 hours to actually snap out of that sleep cycle. That's why you feel groggy. It's because the part of your brain that's responsible for critical thinking and being alert, it's actually still asleep. If you don't already do this, you've got to train yourself to be the kind of person that doesn't use the snooze alarm. Because when you hit the snooze alarm, you're not only putting your brain in a state of sleep inertia,
that is so true, because I actually did that recently. Like I said, I have insomnia, and she talks about that sleep inertia, and then I actually on morning show talked about insomnia and how it affects people in a sense of when it comes to when you're dealing with your sleep cycles, and that does do that. It actually, when I did my snoozing, I was snoozing because I had, it was so early, I had to do, and I was trying this because my insomnia, I couldn't go to sleep, and sometimes I don't go to sleep. I can't get sleep till 4, and I don't like to use medication or anything, so, and if I forget to do my meditation, I'm trying to practice to where hopefully eventually it'll automatically do it. But that's not always the issue when you have an injury or a medical situation that's permanent like I do, and so disability wise, so it's a practice, like I said, and it did. What happened was she was exactly right on then. I actually it took me 4 hours to reboot. I mean, I was rebooting down, and it's like your computer, it slows it down. And you try to reboot, and slows it back down. You get into a freeze mode, and then you might crash, and then you have to do that again. And in order to get back into the actual cycle, it takes close to 3 to 4 hours. And boom, I was fine right then. That was fine. Another good habit to start before 2022 is another one, and a good habit to do is, I like this one because this one's a new guy that I learned about, and he talks about setting deadlines for yourself. And setting deadlines is a great thing to do for 2022 for your New Year's resolution. And this guy, I'm going to let you listen to him. His name is John Assaraf, and he's going to talk more about how to set deadlines for yourself.
And most people are wasting time, and this is your precious asset. Not the hourglass, not the sand, but time. Bruce Lee said, if you value your life, you will value your time, because time is what makes up your life. So let's talk about the concept of how to achieve more in one day than you do in a week. Here is something to consider. We all have, from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, time, a block of time. And it's comprised, obviously, of, our day is comprised of 86,400 seconds in a day. Now, here's what I want you to think about. If somebody gave you $86,400, okay, for every 24-hour period of time, number one, would you be happy? Would you be like, yeah, I just won the lottery, $86,400 to start off every day? Wouldn't you invest that money wisely? And what if they also said to you that if you don't spend the $86,400, you lose it? It's gone forever. How many of you would spend those $86,400 all the way to the end and maximize it? If you would spend it, just hit the like or the love button, because I would spend it as phenomenally as I could. And so here's the thing to remember. Everybody has the same amount of seconds. Everybody has 86,400 seconds. And so you don't have less or more time than anybody else. And that takes me to the first point that I want to share with you, and that was, there's no such thing as time management. You cannot manage time. The only thing that you can learn how to do better is manage what you do in time. Now, if you analyze or do any research on highly productive people, they are 2, 3, 4, 5 times more productive in what they do than other people. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is freaking busy. Busy with friends, busy with family, busy with kids, busy with a job, busy with their career, busy doing some of it's productive, some of it is not. Write this down, okay? Somebody type this out. Don't confuse activity with productivity. Write it down for me. Somebody, write it down. Don't confuse activity with productivity, okay? So, what does that mean? It means that most people are doing busy work, and they're confusing, thank you, Sharina, they're confusing being busy and being tired at the end of the day with getting the most important things done. So that's why I said there is no such thing as time management. The only thing you can manage is what you do in the block of time while you're awake.
That is so right. Very good. like that. That is such a good habit to take on in 2022. People think, well, I'm productive. Like I take my kids to school. I do this. I eat this. I get this. No, that's not what he's talking. That's not productivity. That's just busy work. That's just time being that, it's busy work. It's not actually, setting deadlines for yourself. Taking that time and using time actually for yourself. Now, I actually did a research when I was going in college about time. People could, can you manipulate time? Can you use time? And if you are very gifted in a sense of your practice, there is a way that I found ways where I've actually been able to stop time. And this is one thing I can't. This is why I never wear watches, because I can actually, when I wear a watch, because my chemistry, the way and there's some people like this, they can actually, they'll stop their watches. And I found when I practiced, we had to do this in, I think, this is one of my favorite professors. It was a philosophy class. I forget which one it was, but he had us practice certain types of things. He was from India or whatever, and he was he was amazing. And, which is great. I had a lot of those types when I was sponsored the Army. You get to be trained by a lot of amazing masters in some of their field. But so when I was in that class, he kind of gave us some ideas, and I really connected with him on a personal level. And I would even take an extra time to get to know him. He taught me a lot of things and gave me some ideas on mastering certain types of phenomenal type of, like what you call with psychic type stuff, or tai chi, or whatever, empower type stuff. And I couldn't believe it. So I practiced something he did, and he said, so I wanted to actually see if I could have time for myself. And that would mean if I could, all how busy I was, if I could sit there, time for myself, and focus on how to stop time and have it while it doesn't move, and I have it for myself, and I still am doing what I'm doing. So I sat there, and I was in I just got done, because that's what I did, was health and fitness. That's what I did for extra money. And so when I had time, I sat there in the juice bar, and I sat there, and I always had a clock right there, because, till your next session with my next client. And I did. I sat there in my smoothie, and I decided to go ahead and try this practice that he did. And, at first when I would try to do it, and I'm not going to go into how to do it. If you're interested, maybe I could do that on another video. And I actually got really good at it, and I would stop time. And I found myself, because if anybody understands this, and I think you all do, if you learn, you can do this too. But you find out when you're trying to get somewhere, it takes forever to get there. But then when you're coming home, it's just like so fast, like double the time you actually took to get there. Yeah. Well, I did that. There'd be days, have you ever been days where you're just doing something, and maybe it's something you really, really, really enjoy, you love doing, and it's just so fun that time just flies by, doesn't it? And you're just like, oh, wow, where'd the time go, right? So that's what I mean by that. But then there's days where you're like, Jesus, time is just taking forever today. It's like the clock just stopped or something, and you felt like you had done something for a whole hour, and the clock didn't move but 5 minutes, right? So that's what I'm saying. So that is where you said, oh, okay. So he's right. It's not about time management. Activities are not time management. It's not productivity at all. It's not productivity at all. You got to set deadlines for yourself. Now, the next habit that is a great habit to start in 2022, and I used to be really bad at this, and I sometimes still is you need to stop procrastinating. And I'm going to let you listen to a guy on this. And his name is, he's a new guy to me, but I think he has some good insight when he talks about this. So I'm going to go ahead and let you listen to him on what he says, and see if you recognize him or know anything about him. His name is Marvin Lewis.
And that makes me very sad.
Because buried inside of you are dreams that you're still carrying. Ideas that God planted in your heart that you still haven't done yet. Paintings that you've been planning to paint, and books you've been thinking about writing, and paintings you keep procrastinating about. And what I'm so concerned about is we'll never see your painting. We'll never sing your song. We'll never read your book, and we'll never operate in your business, and we'll never experience the invention that you keep procrastinating on. I trust that you will rob the graveyard of your treasure. Yes. I pray that you will disappoint the cemetery. I pray that when the morgue gets your carcass, it'll be empty.
Habit number 9.
All right, now that's real good. I love that one because it's a powerful force that he's trying to put into you when it comes to procrastination. There's a holy rolling right there, evangelist. I like that. I thought I would add that in there. And one of my favorite is I want to talk about, and I partner and I love listening to other types of hosts and people that do stuff like this and bring in experts. And so I thought this would be fun to do because I think we really need a lot of motivation for New Year's on 2022. And this is one of my favorites because it's all about what I've been trying to teach you guys is you need to listen to find your intuition. Find your intuition. And I thought it'd be great to bring in another athlete on this one because, like me, I'm an athlete, pro athlete in my field, in fitness and bodybuilding and other things I've done, pageantry and stuff like that. But I figured I love because to bring in a female sports athlete. And so she's amazing. Everybody knows her. I think they all knew her from the GoDaddy, whatever. And then she turned around. She's Danica Patrick, and she's going to talk about listening about her what she thinks.
Asking myself the questions. Now I'm a professional question asker to everyone else also now, but I've always been asking myself the questions. Mm-hmm. And I've found that my intuition has never been wrong. And I've gone against my intuition a lot, specifically in relationships. Like I'll get into relationships, I'm like, this is not the right thing for me. But something is telling me like I want to conquer this or I want to help this person. I'm desiring this. And then I stay in it way too long. And my intuition is like, get out. But my head is like, yeah, but what about this? And it's fulfilling this need. And every time something doesn't work out, and I knew it wasn't going to work out, my intuition is telling me like, why are you doing this?
And habit number 10, the last.
And he talks about that. It was on Danica Patrick's show where, that's a habit for him. That, the intuition can do that. So I wanted to talk about my main thing is a big thing that I think that everybody should try for starting up for 2022 is meditate. That's a great habit to start. Meditate or prayer. Whatever you call prayer or meditate. And I thought I would let another expert get in on this. I'll tell him talk about what he thinks when it comes to about meditating. This is Lewis House.
We have research to show that 60 days of meditation, 5 days a week, will lengthen your life. The telomeres, the little shoestrings on the end of your DNA, get longer. That means your biological age is changing. So we have the evidence now to show people what's possible. We have brain scans that are so outside of normal that when neuroscientists see them, they're blown away because the amount of energy that's in the brain during this transcendental moment is hundreds of times outside of normal. Wow. I mean, you can't make your brain do that. Something is happening to you, and that person's having a transcendental moment. And we now know that we can predict it, and we now know that we can induce it. So then there's the evidence there. Mm-hmm. Then you take our community and you see people with stage 4 cancer, with Parkinson's disease, with myasthenia gravis, with lupus, with MS, with brain injuries, with rare genetic disorders, with vertigo, tinnitus, all kidney failure, all kinds of health conditions, come to a week-long event, and then at the end of that event, they make significant strides in getting beyond the emotions of the past. Now think about this. The science says that the environment signals the gene. That's epigenetics. Mm-hmm. The end product of an experience in the environment is an emotion. So as long as you're living by the same emotion every single day, you're signaling the same gene in the same way. And if that gene is related to a survival emotion, a stress hormone, then you're down-regulating the gene and you're creating disease. So when the person trades that emotion and really breaks free from the chains of their past, and now they're feeling an elevated emotion, well, now they're dialing down the gene for MS, and they're up-regulating the gene for health and balance. And so the person, you'll say to them, where's the disease? Well, I'm not the same person. I'm not the... And the side effect of that is a transformation in healing. So the funny thing about it is the person who has the healing is not talking about the healing. Whether it's blind people seeing, deaf people hearing, we have crazy evidence now. What they're talking about is how amazing they feel because they're refreshed. They got a new lease on life, and so now we have evidence in our research, and that silences the critic to show that what's possible for people.
Wow, that's amazing. So I thought that was a really good, different insight about meditation. I hope these were some great ideas for you to have some habits to start for 2022 and bring in some other experts and to help you understand a little bit more about how to incorporate these wonderful types of habits to change your whole life within this first month of 2022. All right, thank you so much. I think that's a pretty good start. And with that being in mind, a lot of these things that have been brought into a perspective to you, bringing in some of these experts, and I will definitely leave their information in the description box so you know each one who's talking about that. I'm not going to put like videos on YouTube. I'm just going to put their image of that, who they are, so you can see what they're like. But I'm not going to. But my whole deal is to let it be extended to where people can listen to it on social media also. So, and some of our partners in regards to Spotify and also in the podcast series, so that way everybody can take a listen to this, because I don't share everything all with one, so I'm going to do that because I figure this would be a great little start to help people get started for 2022. I know this for me, and that really hopefully motivates you to go ahead and sign up. I mean, it's free, and I know it's 21 days, and everybody's like, 21 days. But you know what? This is January. You got this motivation. I hope these habits kind of helped you. You heard some from these experts that guide you on what yes is needing. So this 21 meditation, this is for weight loss. Even though it's for weight loss, it's going to help you. It's going to teach you how to meditate in regards and learn that for weight loss. So, and these habits that I just brought in with these experts are give you some idea on what you need to do in order to motivate you to get started on some of your new beginning for 2022. Okay, so I want you to get started right now. You can sign up on the website. I will put the link down below. There's also an event page on Facebook. It's connected to some of our other social media pages on there with my books page, Traci K Books. It's also connected to the Traci K Beauty and Fashion on social media. It's also on our Working It Out series, and it's also in our groups. For if you're in part of the Spiritual Vibration Challenge group, or if you're in the Working It Out series group, or you're in the Invincible Goddess Within Challenge group, and if you want to do that meditation for weight loss, it's a big deal. I have to tell you this, another great thing you need to take a look at. I'm going to go ahead and add this because this is already a very popular item. We are selling these like crazy. I can't believe I'm seeing this. These sells. And I'm actually wearing one right now, and I will put a image of that on the photo for YouTube so you can see what the item looks like. But for those who are listening, I will tell you about this. This is just so pretty. I'm wearing it right now. I've had it on for like 2-3 days, and I've already seen 3, 4, 5 pounds drop. And it's a bio. Now this one I have on here has more to it because I am in menopause also. So this one I have right now is for menopause too. So it's beautiful. It's an actual pretty female bracelet. It's gorgeous. It has crystals in it, and it's pretty. It's like gold, 14 karat gold plated, and on the back that touches your wrist, there are ion features in it. Which there is biomagnetic feedback therapy in it on the back. Has 2 other things to help with my menopause, with the symptoms of menopause, and also for the area we have with my weight loss, and it's helping with my nervous system. It's about electromagnetic. It pulls. It helps with your blood circulation. It helps with regulating and pain relief, helping with the pushing that through when it comes to toxins, or if you have any stored fat somewhere that's stubborn. And it's a pulling mechanism, biomagnet. And then it has also there's like 4 different acupressure points on the back of my bracelet. I'm trying to look at the back here. Yeah, so there's 4, and I will post that up so you can see exactly, and you can go to it. All different colors. Mine is the pink with the rose, so I went self-love, self-care, and there's blue, and different types of styles and colors. And for you men, there's other bracelets for men that are really stylish. And if you women like this for a more sportier look, and you can get that too. It's a unisex, but the one I'm wearing is more feminine type. And I also have the athletic type too, which I'm wearing on my right side. And this bracelet I have is different. It's got the hermaphrodite in it with the tiger's eye. Because tiger's eye is an attraction for success, to help me balance, because I'm trying to be success and protection, and also negative energy. So I will link that so you can check out the bracelets, learn more about the bracelets there. And so because if you want to get that for your 21 meditation, also get them, because I tell you, they're the way they're normally retailed at, the price I'm giving to you guys right now is really good price, and they're selling. So, and then of course there's other things too. It's called you check out my Zen collection if you want to. There's like I wear a chakra ring, and I also have a Reiki chakra pendant, which has the copper in it. And I like this because we're always around technological types of things, and it affects us a lot. So it helps balance and keep those from my energy systems. So get started. Check that out. I hope you got some great ideas on understanding some of these habits for 2022 to start a new year and a new beginning and a new you. All right? It's Dr. Traci K. Thanks for coming to share your practice with me and listening to this. Please let me get to know you better. I want to get some feedback from you guys. See who you are. Tell us what you're doing and what you think, and if you have any questions. And take a breather in. Check out some of our, other episodes. We got some great, I've got some art, music, candle therapy you can listen to. Playlists. I've got some master classes you can check out. Pick a card day, which is fun. We do that every Friday. Those are fun, and you'll really like them. And also this Sunday spiritual vibe message. So, till then, this is Dr. Traci K from Working It Out series, and I will see you on the next episode. Have a